The new Batman Adventures was more or less a continuation of Batman the Animated Series. However, at the same time, it took a dramatic shift, not just in art style, but in tone and characterization. Bruce became a little bit more serious, grimmer, darker, more broody. That was to highlight Tim Drake, the brand new Robin on the block, as the spunky kid sidekick, skipping over Jason Todd entirely as not to really go in the direction of that tragedy. We also had a bit of a redesign for Barbara Gordon, and quite frankly, Batgirl looked best in all black. And Dick Grayson as Nightwing. I remember when I saw Dick Grayson as Nightwing in this series for the first time. I was so into that character, only for him to rarely ever appear in the series proper. That was the one thing I was always highly disappointed in. Not enough Nightwing. Which was funny, because this really did become a kind of ensemble piece between Batgirl, Batman, and Robin. Unfortunately, that would have some unwanted directions as the series went on, and we got to know a little bit more of where Bruce Timm wanted all of this to go in general. But the change in art style was a kind of hit or miss depending on which characters you saw. For Jim Gordon, it was a miss. For the Scarecrow, it was a hit. Joker, the thing they did with the eyes was kind of odd, but they kind of straightened that a little bit out once we got to Justice League. Catwoman, a step in the wrong direction. Poison Ivy, kinda okay. Harley Quinn looks like she was made for the art style. And so on and so forth. But the writing as a whole still remained fairly solid. Now, granted, this only lasted about 24 episodes, not very long, but still, the writing was still very much up to snuff. I still, to this day, remember the episode Over the Edge that saw, well, I won't give it away here, but the way this episode goes has a wide variety of twists and turns, or even Mean Season, with a very interesting commentary on beauty. But this series, or season I should honestly say, was actually a little bit more willing to go into the more fanciful nature of the DCAU, with appearances from those like Supergirl, Etrigan, or even the Creeper. This was my first introduction to the likes of Etrigan and the Creeper, and I remember just being so tickled pink by Etrigan and his wily ways, and the weirdness that was Clarion the Witch Boy, or even the episode Legends of the Dark Knight, which had a bunch of kids tell various different stories of the Dark Knight. A story that would actually be adapted into an animated anime form in Gotham Knight, which was an anthology series. I honestly love that episode. Or even Girls Night Out, Livewire, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, going up against Batgirl and Supergirl. Oh, yes. Dude, I love this team up whenever they do it in the comics, and it is so underplayed. Livewire definitely needs more attention, although maybe a threesome with Ivy and Harley? You never know. Might be comic book gold. And even the adaptation of Mad Love. Dude, there's a reason why this episode got an Eisner Award. Well, in the form of the comic, I should say, that it was based off of. But let's be real. 5 years later, you get this adaptation, and it's just so well done. There was not much they really honestly needed to change in terms of it. And the words, "You wanna rev up your Harley, Mr. J?" will always just live rent-free in my mind. And I honestly love the episode Beware the Creeper. I wanted to see more of the Creeper. And yet, the finale, Judgment Day, was such a miss. Really. It's unfortunate that's where this series ended. Because, really, you could have ended this entire series/season on Mad Love and it would have been the perfect note to go out on. This entire 24 episode run was a masterstroke and a real strong showing from the forces of Bruce Timm and Paul Dini. Being on Kids WB, they were able to actually just go nuts and do so much more with the series, more than they ever could before, back when they were on Fox Kids. And it really showed. There was a lot of fun to be had over the course of this series. And the writing staff had it. And when it was time to go out, they went out on their own term. And they chose to move on to an entirely new premise that ended up being just as good, if not better, than any of this. This was the stepping stone that led to an even greater DCAU, and I will always hold a special place for this series in my heart. This series came out around the time when I was really starting to get into animation when I was younger. I mean, hell, this aired between when I was 7 to 8, so it really did help to mold my childhood to the fullest. I love Batman the Animated Series, but this is the series that I probably watched the most of, saw the most of initially, because it was airing at the time. And I really do have to thank it for just really bringing me into the world of Batman. I loved Robin, I loved Nightwing, I loved Batgirl, I loved Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy. The appreciation I have for the Batman mythos can really solidly be drawn to this series, and especially what came out next, as it went beyond anything I would have ever perceived for Batman. But that's for another time. So let me know, what did you think of the new Batman Adventures? Were you drawn to it like I was? What was your favorite redesign? What was your least favorite redesign? Did you love the inclusion of Robin? Did you want more Nightwing like I did? And did you catch on to a few things going on between Batman and Batgirl? Let me know that and more in the comment section below. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Or don't. I'm not your daddy, but I still love you like one. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.